The president's demand to increase direct payments to Americans. House Republicans voted against sending $2,000 stimulus checks. The relief deal passed by Congress this week is tied to a massive spending bill to keep the government open, and it needs a signature to become law. With President Trump at Mar-a-Lago and the deadline looming, Mark Meredith has a look at what's next.
We do not have unanimous consent.
This morning, House Democrats tried but failed to approve the president's latest demand to increase the amount of money some Americans would get in direct stimulus payments.
The American people need to know with certainty that Democrats are trying to get them higher stimulus payments. This is Christmas Eve.
The holdup? House Republicans are not on board, leaving lawmakers scrambling to figure out if and when emergency checks will go out.
Republicans in Congress and the White House can't agree on what they want.
This week, both the House and Senate approved a $900 billion stimulus package that would send $600 directly to some Americans. Late Tuesday, the president released a video complaining it's not enough.
I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple.
The president says he's also upset the stimulus is tied to a $1.4 trillion spending package, which includes billions of dollars in foreign aid. Some Republicans say it's a fight worth having.
It's up to Congress to right this wrong, and I appreciate the Republicans standing firm on that, and I hope that we can eliminate that waste, fraud, and abuse in the budget.
The government faces a potential shutdown next week if the president and Congress don't make a deal.
Monday looks to be a big day. The House will be voting to override the president's veto of the National Defense Authorization Act. They'll also be doing another vote on whether or not to increase the amount of those stimulus checks. In West Palm Beach, Florida, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
Part of 8 months to get this deal done. It's President Trump's move now. Will he sign it, veto it, or do nothing, which would also effectively kill the bill and the hopes of millions of Americans desperate for the economic aid?
It really is a disgrace.
Trump voiced his opposition to the sweeping economic relief effort at the 11th hour after lawmakers finally agreed to terms, taking Capitol Hill by surprise. The president asking for those direct cash payments to most Americans be increased to $2,000.
Pause. Because, see, this is the part all of a sudden people have a little bit of amnesia. But I don't. This is the part that people forget. And someone needs to remind Jasmine Crockett of this as well, right? For all the talk on the interviews right now, where a lot of politicians are saying, well, Donald Trump didn't give you guys anything. Congress did that. He had to sign it, didn't he? So there's that. And then two, they originally proposed $600. Does everybody not, am I losing it? Does everybody not remember this? The original proposal was $600. And he was the one that said, increase it from $600 to $2,000. But for some reason, nobody remembers this. For some reason, everybody's like, no, it was just Congress. Like I said, he had to sign it. Didn't Joe Biden promise you $2,000? Did Joe Biden give you $2,000? No, he didn't. Remember what he said? Joe Biden said, well, I promised the $2,000 checks, but you already got $600, so wink. So I just wanted to remind you of that, where that came from.
Now, see, the sister was right. Trump did try to get Congress to pass the bill so that it would go from $600 to $2,000. But when she paused the video, and the reason why she paused the video was because it was the Republicans, not the Democrats, it was the Republicans who stopped the stimulus checks from going from $600 to $2,000. The Democrats were all on board with it. Trump was all on board with it. But the one who wasn't on board with it was the Republicans in Congress. She also mentioned Joe Biden and why Joe Biden didn't give you the $2,000. Well, because there was another clown, Mnuchin, Manchin and some other female congresswoman who killed that bill, or you would have had that. But it was Mnuchin, and it was another female, I forget her name at this time, that killed that bill. So yeah, Trump did try to do it, and yes, Biden tried to do it. They both were stymied by people in Congress.